Question for you. I was thinking about this before. Actually, I was thinking about this the other day while looking in the mirror. Do you find that you're getting, and it's just us, no one's listening to this, it's just us talking. Do you find that there's hair that's growing in parts of your body the older you get that were never growing before? I mean, I won't tell you, I won't ask you where yours might be, but I'm going to tell you, mine, I'm getting random ear hairs that pop up.
Yeah.
Right?
Too.
And it's like, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm just like, this is me. And it's like, where did that, like, I'm bing, bing. And it's like it's like my ears are going, wait a minute. They're looking at my hairy body. Wait, we can do that? Uh-oh. Gtalk.
No, you ever try pulling one of those suckers out?
Yes.
That shit hurt, dude.
Yes.
Yo, I go to my barber now with the clippers. New, charge me extra for that shit too. But
I never heard of an ear fade.
yeah, no, I remember when I was a kid. I'd be in the bus or in the train, and I see the old folks, and they got ears, hairs all over their ears and shit, even coming out from the inside.
Bro, I had a hair, like it was like a half-inch long, like it was really, really thin hair. And I'm just like, I looked in, I got in real close. I'm like, what the hell is that? Bink. And then another one, dink. And I'm just like, and then I'm thinking I'm good. And then like a couple days later, another one. And I'm just like, it's like freaking, another one. It's like, bink, bink, bink. And I'm like, what the Oh my, I'm getting old, bro. I won't even tell you where else hair is growing. We'll leave it at that, but it's...
All right, so welcome to the Gtalk, everybody. Just had to get that out the way,
Oh my God.
If you're in your 50s, you haven't got hair in your ears yet.
You're not old enough.
Get ready. Get ready.
Bro, it's like I have to manscape my ears. It's like, or a random hair in the neck. It's like, bink. It's like, oh, here we go. Like, let's go.
At least every 3 weeks, one of the hairs of my eyebrow, they grow.
Yes.
Like
they curl.
Long.
Like a half.
It's long. And I yank it out. And it hurts like hell. I don't know how the hell women pluck their eyebrows. That is barbaric to me. But yeah, it's.
So I'm not the only one.
No.
Okay, good. It makes me feel, I guess. Yeah, I feel better ish. But yeah, I get, and even it's funny. My hairdresser or hair person, she's awesome. Sam, she takes the comb and she combs and like goes across my bushy eyebrows and like goes with the clippers and gets a couple of the long ones. I'm just thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm either getting old or decrepit or both. It's awful. It's terrible.
But my barber asked me if she wants to do my eyebrows, and I'm like, what do you mean? I guess guys now trim them and like shave it and shape it, and I'm like, I'm old school. I'm not,
Yeah, until you get the freaking bushy like old person eyebrows where they start getting the white hairs in there, and they're getting like this, and you're gonna be like, okay, get me with the fade, not behind the ears. No, you didn't hear me. On the ears, and then on the eyebrow. But
yeah.
By the way, did you hear about tropical storm Karen?
I have not, and she already sounds dangerous.
Yeah, she's a dangerous bitch, and supposedly all of the managers up and down the East Coast have been told to call out of work and go in hiding to avoid her fury. But it's a real thing. I'll put it on the screen. Tropical storm Karen, it's coming. Yay, Karen. Yay.
I think it's the first one that hit this season. Right?
I think so, right? I mean, we're smack dab in the middle of hurricane season, right?
Yeah, I have some family in Florida, and I haven't heard anything.
Well, listen, either way, the government's shut down, and today we're not talking politics, even though it's Tuesday. I'm not in the mood. I
We're
I'm
not
not
going to talk
talking.
politics. You know what we're
No,
going to talk? Let's before we get started, and I do want to tell everybody that listens.
nobody's listening.
Su- subscribe, alert, and like.
Yeah, hit the
That's
bell.
somebody told us that that's what we need to say. So there you
Yeah,
go.
to the 26 subscribers we have now. Yay!
Yes, yes, hell yeah, salud.
Yeah.
But
Though
before we get started with anything, today is a very, very important day in New York because it's not a do or die situation, but it's like we got to get this under control. And I'm talking none other than my boys right here. Uh,
New York Giants.
uh, Maldito New York Giants, el diablo coño, the Yankees, babe. Yankees. We got to show up today, man. We're down 0-2. We got to show up today.
They got to show up and they have to figure out a way to stop Toronto from scoring double-digit runs, man. That's 23 runs in 2 games. I sent
That
you. I mean, I sent you a message, and I go, I randomly turned on the game. I totally forgot about it because I think there was football going on. I think it was Sunday, and or Saturday. I forget when it was. And I go, oh wow, there's a game. Let me go check it out. Oh, it's game 2, and Max Fried's on the mound. Must be like a 1-1 game, and it's like 10-0. I'm like, holy crap, Blue Jays.
yeah,
It's like, oh,
yeah.
they'll be
But
fine.
it's
They'll be fine.
we just got to win today, and not gonna worry about the next game. Got to worry about this game.
Now you know how the Red Sox felt in 2004. Oh, too soon? Oh, yeah,
Well,
they
at
can
least
do
so
it.
far, but what what they did, man. That's I don't care who says what. I'm a
Yeah.
Yankee fan, hardcore, but that was the best thing in sports I've ever seen.
They said one game at a time. We can't control tomorrow because there is no tomorrow, so we got to win today, and that's how you take it. Isn't that a great way to take life? Not to make it a big life thing, but one day at a time, right? One day
Mm-hmm.
at a time. Yeah, we can't control tomorrow if there's no tomorrow, right? But either
That's
way.
right.
So I have a question for you. I kind of ask your permission. I don't want to rant too much because there's another topic that is near and dear to my heart. I'd love to talk about with you. We've delayed this long enough, but about a question that I'm gonna ask now, but we'll talk about after this next topic. I have another question for you, but I'm gonna ask them in reverse. So the second question first. What's it all for? Remember we talked about
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm actually glad that we took some time away. We were going to record, I think, on Friday. Then we were going to record again on Saturday. Yeah. And I think it all happens for a very good reason. Sometimes we have to sit on this, and I have a good feeling that I'll be able to come at this, and I think so will you. This is and no one's listening to this, but if they did, we're going to talk. We're going to go deep on some male issues. We're two G's. We're two G's talking, and we're modern Renaissance men, right? And we're able to access our feelings and salud. Here, the toast. Boom. There you go, kid.
Good.
We're oh,
Okay,
hold on.
man.
Bam. There you go. We're emotionally
There we go.
we're emotionally available, accessible, and all that good stuff. But what's it all for? But I'm going to put that aside for a second. I have a question for you. This is question number 1. You ready? Have you listened to your girl's new album?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I need an hour to make the time and make sure that I got to go ambiance. I want
Put on your orange sequins and all your showgirl stuff and go and listen. Get in the
I
tub.
wouldn't say that, but definitely. I want to be relaxed when I hear it. I want to be able to listen to the lyrics, enjoy the melodies.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. The good news is you won't need an hour because it's only 42 minutes long. It's 12 songs. Probably one of her. Yeah, it's
Okay.
only 42 minutes long. I mean, the Dead Poet Society was like 31 songs long, or whatever.
Mhm.
The TTPD, the Taylor and Travis Police Department. What it's kind of was a little bit of a crime against humanity, but we'll go away from that. I'm not a big fan of that album, but that's okay. But see, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but there's I've got to get some stuff off my chest. And I think even though you haven't heard it, And I hope I don't ruin it for you. And again, it's just us. No Swifties will ever hear this ever. You know what I mean? You know, they're never going to eviscerate us when we put this on YouTube. But the truth is the truth, whether you say it or not. And I'm going to say my version of the truth, Ja's version, because I've heard Taylor's version for the last 5 years, and I'm not going to say I'm sick of it, but I think it's time for her to move on. I'm going to say this real quick. Trust me, you'll understand what I mean. The album is great. Okay, hold on. The album is good. It sounds like what the cover looks like. It's colorful. She's in water. She looks like a showgirl, part mermaid, whatever. It's color. I mean, the marketing behind this, Frank, has been brilliant. If there's one thing that Taylor knows how to do, Taylor Swift and her team, and I think it's mostly Taylor, she's even said in an interview before, if there's one job that I would love to have if I wasn't, she was asked, what would you do if you weren't a singer? She's like, I'd be in advertising. And I'm like, girl, absolutely. You'd be fabulous. She knows how to put out a message and a marketing thing. The way she markets stuff is, I think there's going to be, I'm not trying to overstate it. I think there's going to be classes being taught and they're going to bring up how she markets. I mean, she's doing scavenger hunts. I told you on our talk, she's doing these scavenger hunts throughout the world. And all her Swifties are finding these QR codes on these orange doors, like at art galleries and train stations in like Austria and Germany and Spain. It's brilliant. And it leads to these little mini video clips that are these AI generated. I think they're AI generated, where there's all these Easter eggs and stuff. And it's brilliant. I got to give her credit. If I'm a Swiftie, and I'm not, we joke that we're Swifties, kid. If you want to see Swifties, go on Instagram. They got crazy eyes. They're all like, everybody, there's another door. And you're like, bro, girl, calm down. It's like, calm down. It's just a door. It's not the pathway to Narnia. Calm the fuck down. Okay. But the way they marketed this is brilliant. And the sound of the songs, they sound like whereas Tortured Poets sounded like the black and white. It was very melancholy. It was very whatever. You listened to Tortured Poets, right? You kind of liked it. Yeah. And I give her credit. The songs on this album, there's 12 of them. For her 12th album, she's worse at numbers than we are. You say that I do the 222 and 444 on the recordings, but she's her number stuff is off the charts. So it's her 12th album has 12 songs. Okay. And the sound of them, are there bangers? There's a couple that you're going to be like, oh, wow. And they're well produced. They sound good. Every one of them, she sounds amazing on them. And you're like, where are you going with this? I'm about to tell you. But as some of these critics would say, and I take these critics with a grain of salt, especially Rolling Stone, they're kissing everyone's ass. Everything's 100. Everything is a masterpiece by every artist. Life of a Showgirl has a meta score, which is this website, Metacritic, takes a bunch of the top reviews from all the newspapers and publications and puts it together. There's Rolling Stone with 100, which is kind of, guys, are you tone deaf? Bullshit. But it's getting mixed reviews. And just for comparison, Tortured Poets ended with a 76 out of 100, which it kind of got mixed reviews as well. But there's one interesting thing about this, and I wanted to talk about this with you. Did you realize that she's put out 5 albums in 5 years, if you're not counting all the Taylor's versions and all the re-record? I mean, she's put out hundreds of songs in the last 5-6 years. She's saturated the market. Have you realized that?
She does make a lot of music. Yes.
Like since the pandemic, she's put out so much music. There hasn't been a year we haven't had a Taylor Swift reveal or something, right? She's been, dare I say it, the musical Donald Trump. She doesn't go away. She's in our feeds. She's in our emails. And I know I'll come back to that in a second because I have a question for you. But at some point in time, when you listen to this music, and I can't wait to talk to you after you listen to it, I think you're going to love it. I listened through it. And I'm like, oh, okay. But something didn't feel right about it. I said to myself, when I listened to Tortured Poets, all the songs sounded the same, but the lyrics were pretty deep. I thought the writing was deep. I thought It's a poet department. She's going to be poetic. She's going to write some really strong lines. And while I don't like a lot of the songs on it, blah blah blah, not, who cares about my opinion? I thought it was well written. The songs sounded bland, and some of them were not mixed very well. It's all mid-tempo bullshit. This album, Frank, I think you're going to love. It's actually upbeat. The first song, Fate of Ophelia, which is the first single, is a banger. It doesn't have the most hookiest hook, but you kind of groove to it. And then there's another song called Opalite, which is a type of a man-made crystal. And it's like, oh, what? Oh, I won't sing it. I'm not gonna do that. You're gonna love it. But after the first listen, I said, there's something that I'm not feeling here. Something's wrong. Frank, dare I say it? It's a vapid, empty album. It's the same bullshit. It's her basically paint by numbers. There's all safe songs that she's not pushing anything like new. It's her, instead of bitching about men, she's singing about someone she loves, which is great, I guess. Yay, Travis. She's taking swipes at other really good female artists like Charlie XCX in a song called, as I have here, Actually Romantic, or where's it over there? By the way, you're one hell of a father figure, because that's one of the songs, Father Figure. She does an interpolation of a George Michael's song, which is, George Michael's song is a brilliant song, Father Figure. And it's actually a powerful statement on two men falling in love and how he my take on it, but how it could be looked at as a crime and just all the troubles he has. And she does an interpolation, kind of, she kind of remakes it ish. And it's just, eh. And at the end, I'm listening to this album and I'm like, There's even a song, dare I say it, called Wood. I'll get to that in a second, where it's just like, it sounds like a Jackson 5 ripoff on the guitar. It's like, and it's very catchy. But then you realize what she's singing about. I'll get to that in a second. And you're like, holy shit, Taylor, what are we doing? Frank, dare I say it? I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to shut up. At what point in time does Taylor Swift, are we saturated with Taylor Swift? And is it time for her to go away for some time? It's time for her to take a break. Go.
I'm gonna guess that you're saying that because you already heard the new album and clearly you have feelings about it, so you are able to come up with that thought or conclusion or idea, which
It's an unfair
is,
question. It's an unfair question. You didn't hear it. I get it.
that, yeah, I didn't hear the album, so I can't commit to that. I can't answer that in a way that, you know, me personally, again, I haven't heard the album. You know, you say it's good and whatever. You know, I take your word for it. You know, obviously I gotta listen to it myself. But is it time for her to go away? Why?
When you hear it,
And
you'll understand why.
yeah, I mean, you know, I haven't heard the new album, so I don't know. I still listen to all of her old stuff. So
Let me ask you a better question. Um, when you listen to a Taylor Swift song, I know you listen to it for different reasons, but we've talked about what's your favorite song, kid, of Taylor Swift.
if I had a favorite, it has to be
Say it with me.
All Too
All Too
Well.
Well, right?
Yeah.
The 10-minute version, right? It's the
hmm
full, put the guy through the meat grinder and rip it up. But let me ask you, why do you love that song so much?
I love the melody.
I mean,
I love
great, right?
the melody is just calming. The lyrics are so real. There's not really like a chorus or a hook. It's just a 10-minute story,
Hmm.
and she touches on so much with such um, illustrations that you could imagine. You know, dancing in the refrigerator light, and
Yeah.
it's you know it's just it puts me so calm. You know, like if I'm cooking. Depending, you know, let's say it's October, November, you know, a glass of red wine while I'm cooking. I have that song on. Life is perfect.
I mean, it's I think it's honestly the reason why it resonates with so, and I can't speak for Swifties, but I can only speak for you and me, and probably just about every man that's ever heard the song. Instantly, you realize that she does a fabulous job of tearing down men to their face, and this is what it's like. This is what you did, right? This is what you are. This is what I am, and I know what you're doing all too well. Like I'm not going to let you get away with this. I'm going to tell you to your fucking face, this is what you do. I'm on to you. And I'm never going to fall for this again, type of thing. That's the way I look at it, where she's tearing down this guy. But in reality, Frank, she's tearing down all men. I mean, you could find yourself in any of those 10 verses and go, holy shit, I used to do that. Oh my God, I did that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things where you say to yourself, how does she know? How does she know men? Well, she's dated enough of them. And I say that factually. By no means do I say that in a negative way. Date as many girls as you want, my lady. Experience is a great thing. You found your guy, great. But the
No,
power, go ahead.
I was gonna say I dated a lot of women, a
So did
lot
I.
of women,
So did I.
and I still don't understand them. So good for her. That you know,
I think she realized it after the third guy, and she's like, okay, now, yeah, she's like, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. But the reason why I bring that up, and there's many songs, Lover, I love the song Lover. I mean, that Lover, again, I'm not going to bastard. There's Midnight's has some Anti-Heroes, an amazing song. Why am I bringing this up? Here's why. There's not one song on this album that could be held up to those songs. Not even Lavender Haze. And I didn't like Lavender Haze when it first came out because it was a different sounding song. It was complete. It was in another universe. And then the more I heard it, and some people might say, and no one's listening to this, you haven't heard it enough. It'll grow on you. Trust me. There's a big difference. This album is heavy on marketing. It looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful. It's a very ornate, empty box. And it makes me think she's run out of shit to talk about. She's run out of things to sing about. It's the same formula, kid. If she's not, there's a song called Actually Romantic where she's punching down. She's always has to take a swipe at people, which is one of those things like, girl, can you you're at the top of your game and you're taking a swipe at a fabulous artist called Charlie XCX who put out, her last album, Brat, you talk about bangers. I mean, you go on Metacritic, it's like 190, 90, 100. Like people said that album is fabulous, and it is. My only negative on that album is that every song's under 3 minutes. It's like, girl, seriously? I mean, you made every song about as long as I go in bed, and it's like, you know what I mean? I could listen to a Charlie XCX song from. Oh, wait, we'll leave that. But she takes a swipe at her because Charlie XCX made a comment. I think it's Actually Romantic, which is what my thing says here. Is referencing the song that's on Taylor Swift's new album. And basically it's a joke or a take on Charlie XCX's Everything is Romantic or Everything Romantic or something like that. And I think her song Sympathy is a Knife or something like that. And where she takes a little bit of a dig at Taylor Swift and calls her a boring Barbie. But she does it in a very ironic way and very it makes sense in her album. And it's she's this up and coming, if not already a big star that has a very troubled past. She's emotionally complex. She, Taylor even says, your coke fueled bravery. She kind of really fucking punches her really hard and teases her, says she's like a chihuahua barking at her. Oh, it's so actually romantic how I live rent free in your head. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, Charlie XCX is her last album. Your last 2 albums wouldn't hold a candle to Brat. Brat is 10 times Tortured Poets. Brat is 100 times this album. Why are you punching down at her? And then, kid, here's the kicker. On the song called Wood, WOOD, she sings about superstitions, knocking on wood. I don't want to knock on wood. And then she starts talking about Travis Kelce's dick. It's obvious. It's like, it's funny, cringy. It's like she's basically saying, he was the key that opened my thighs, an actual line from the song. His love was the key to open my thighs. That's how it ends. I mean, come on, kid. What are we fucking doing? What are we fucking doing?
Right, so there's the genius of Taylor is that she has the ability to let your imagination. Her lyrics will manipulate your imagination. So it could be interpreted different ways depending how your mood is or whatever. Now, again, I haven't heard it.
Wait to hear
Um,
it.
I find I find it hard to believe that Taylor Swift would take a swipe at anyone because she's too classy for that.
No, she
I would
did.
have to hear it to as far as wood, the key that opened my thighs. To me, that's kind of romantic. I'll tell you why.
Go ahead. You haven't heard it, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, because imagine if a girl tells you that, okay, long, oh, no, forget it, I'm not going to say it.
Go ahead.
um, it's I a man hears that and something key, anything with open thighs calls attention. You know what I mean? It's
There's other lines that are even redwood tree, a hard, I'm expecting a hard rock. Dude, you got to listen to it. The whole internet's
yeah,
exploded
and
over it.
it's
It's
I wish I would have heard
obvious.
it before I got on here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I understand what you're saying. Listen, at the end of the day, she's a brilliant lyricist. She can write whatever she wants. But at the same time, you're at a point in your life, my lady, 12 albums, many, many songs. We as fans, and I consider myself a fan, you do too, right? You're a Swiftie, right? Maybe
Of
not like
course.
crazy eyes, like, guys, calm the hell down, girl. This girl on Instagram, I don't know why I follow her. It's every time it's like, girl, you need something. What calm Adderall gets you going. What calms you down? Like Valium? She needs some Valium
Maybe she needs a key to
to
open up her
open her.
thighs. I don't know.
She needs a big key. But here's what I'm saying. And then there's another song called Wish List. I'm gonna make a comment in a second that you're gonna hate me for. Hate's a strong word, but there's another song called Wish List where she sings about wanting the suburban life with a basketball hoop in the driveway. And I'm like, girl, you're 1.6 billion net worth, and you're not never gonna have a basketball hoop in your driveway. You're gonna have a basketball freaking gym in your backyard that Travis is gonna play with the kids. And you know what? You earned it. Go nuts. But it's, dare I say it, kid, she's coming across completely out of touch with reality. She's singing about her fiance's dick. She's taking swipes at a very talented artist girl. She's trying to settle scores on another song called I forget what it's called, where she's taking swipes at industry people that and rightfully so, that tried to, I think it's on Father Figure, where she's saying, drink the brown liquor. You made deals with the devil, but my dick is bigger. That's the actual line. You made deals with the devil, but my dick is bigger. Meaning I took my CDs back and my music, and fuck you. But it falls flat. In other words, she's completely out of touch. Kid, the world is burning, right? And pardon me for saying this, and I'll shut up and get your take on this, because I love when you kind of hold me accountable on my words, and you kind of balance me out. But hear me out for a second. Forget that she's a billionaire. Forget that this is her 12th album, or 5th in 5 years, and she recorded, and she's constantly living rent free. And I won't even say rent free. You know how much money Swifties have probably spent on her fucking music the last 5 years, on concert tickets, on endless album versions. I got another email the other day because I'm on her email list. The 10th version of Life of a Showgirl. They put out like 13 versions of fucking Tortured Poets. There's all this merch, Target, and this and that. If I'm a Swiftie, I've probably spent $5,000-$6,000 just between all this shit. And it's like, for God's sake, girl, how much more money do you need? But forget that for a second. You've written all this music, over 100 songs, probably more. I don't know. Go back and count it. You've got an amazing audience that and it hangs on every one of your words. You have a way with words that is powerful. You are a powerful, badass bitch. The world is burning, Frank. Our country's fucking falling apart. ICE is pulling kids and parents apart. And listen, I don't need her to be fucking AOC with a fucking sequin outfit and a microphone on stage. But for God's sake, just like Trump is living in the 50s with Make America Great Again, Taylor's living in the 50s with this showgirl bullshit. And she's ignoring for the 5th straight fucking album. Maybe someone will correct me if I'm wrong. maybe Calm Down was the last song that was politically kind of a little bit politically motivated, which was brilliant, by the way. I wish she would do more songs like that. But she's tone deaf, kid. She's still inwardly focused, writing about her own fucking life and not talking at a time when the world needs Taylor Swift to rise up and talk to the world in a way that only she can do, in a lyrical brilliance where she could interweave. And like you said so appropriately, she has a turn of phrase. She could craft lyrics. She's not singing. She's singing about the 50s and showgirl life and Marilyn Monroe. And like, bro, do you not know what's going on in the fucking world today, Taylor? This is an opportunity for you to take the stage and do something powerful for the world. Sorry, I'm holding you up to a higher standard because you deserve it. You have that ability. You're one of the few artists that people give a shit about still to this day. And I just proved it before. And you're singing about your fucking fiance's dick and about drinking brown liquor and having a wish list with a you want a suburban life with a basketball hoop, and you just want to find someone that's hot. Exact lines, you know. It's like she's tone deaf, and it's like, girl, just like I'm a big fan of the rock band U2, Bono and the band. They've been accused of writing songs just like Taylor Swift has wrote songs where it's self-aggrandizing and kind of out of touch, but they've also written some bangers. U2 has some of the most politically charged, amazing songs that are bigger than them. Kid, other than maybe All Too Well, I don't think Taylor's ever written a song that's bigger than her, and she's pretty big. I'm disappointed that she is ignoring the moment. This is an important moment where we could get hit by bombs tomorrow. ICE is doing its thing. The government's shut down. This is hell on earth in this country and around the world, in Gaza and everything, in Ukraine. And she's singing about her fiance's dick and settling scores. Girl, it's time for you to go away, like Bono said once famously in the 90s, and dream it all up again and start again. Go live your life for 3 years, 4 years, step away from the fucking stage. As I say in one of the songs I wrote once, put the pen away and just let it go, because you're writing albums and cashing in, and rightfully so. You're right, but the shit you're doing is just vapid nonsense, and the world needs something better. There's other artists out there, kid, that are doing banger music, and it's talking about the times we're in. It's relevant to the troubles that young Gen X and Gen Z are having. And she's just still, for a 35-year-old, she sounds like a 65-year-old. She's out of touch. I'll shut up for a second. I know I just shit on your girl. Hold me accountable here. Balance me out. I know you didn't hear the record, but I'm telling you, these critics are already saying, like this one right here. It says here, it rings a tad disappointing. That's a nice way of saying she missed the mark. And so far, I mean, you don't have to go too far where it's 40, 59, 60. And I've read all of these. Some of these are unnecessarily harsh. But kid, a lot of these are right on point. They say exactly what I just said. She's out of touch with, she's a billionaire girl who's still living the girl life, and she's out of touch. It's time for her to go away. Go have some kids and go away. I'll shut up for a second. 33 minutes in, kid. I had to get that off my chest, and I have more to say, but I want to get your take on that. Prove me wrong. Like Charlie Kirk. Prove me wrong. Too soon?
Jesus Christ, where do I start, dude? That was.
I'm sorry. It's not fair. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm frustrated.
I haven't heard the album, so I cannot speak to it intelligently. You're showing me those stats there, and not everybody is thrilled with it. But music is subjective. Some people like it, some people don't, and that's the way it is. As you were speaking, I decided to do a little search because I know the album just came out not too long ago, and as of October 5th, it had over 110.4 billion. 110.4 billion streams on Spotify, making her the most streamed artist ever on the platform.
And good for her.
That little amount of time. Now, one thing, and again, I'm not the type of Swiftie that you could say, Oh, 1989. What was track number 4? And I
Yeah,
could
me neither.
immediately, you
Me
know what I'm
neither.
saying? I like the songs that I like, and I play them often. And I'm not like a Swiftie that is gonna pay 3 grand to go see her at a show.
No.
Um, so you know, she's won Record of the Year 4 years in a row. Broke the record.
Something like that.
Who knows if with this one it'll be 5 years in a row,
Maybe.
according to you. Maybe, maybe not. Um, how many artists are there in total? Countless. Let's just say countless
Right.
artists. And I don't hear too many people. I mean, I think Nipsey Hussle came up with a song, "Fuck Donald Trump." Is artists saying what they feel and whatever. And granted, Taylor Swift is not that political. She shared her opinion a few years back. Just shared her opinion, and she, at least from what I get from her, she stands on just basic human rights, which is good enough for me. When she wrote this album, she admitted she wrote it during the Eras tour. At the time when she was writing it, she was literally a showgirl performing
Uh,
over 30 countries. I don't know how many, 140 shows. It took 2.5
yeah.
years to do the whole tour.
Something like that.
So that is a long, long time to be on the road. And when you're on the road like that, day in and day out, what are you thinking? It's like, oh, I got to do the next show, and the next show is like, God, I'm a showgirl, and there's the idea, and then she just starts writing and writing and writing, and one thing leads to another, and now she developed this album. So I think it's a little unfair to point one artist out for not speaking out of what's going on in the world without pointing all of them out. I think that's a little prejudicial.
Well,
And
she is the most streamed artist in the world, kid. She is up there.
yeah,
She is not.
and
They not like
sh-
her.
they didn't stream her because of this last album. They streamed her because who she is, what the music everybody loves her, including myself. So there's a lot of other artists that I love. I like Beyonce, Shakira, um, J Lo. Believe it or not, a lot of artists. Charlie XCM is an artist that I like a lot. So it's a little unfair to take the spotlight and just shine it on her, saying, why aren't you singing about this if you're not going to address everybody across the board? Because they all do the same job, though they are in different ranks, but they are doing the same job. They're entertaining for their fans.
I
And
guess.
nobody and I don't need just the girls, the guys too. I listen to techno music, so I can't say Bruno Mars, The Weeknd, the dude from what's the dude from Adam Levine and
Yeah, yeah.
U2 and Metallica and whoever the hell else. Um, if she has some kind of responsibility for singing a song like that, so does everybody else. You know what I mean?
I'll politely disagree because I think you're conveniently putting her in the same category as everyone else, and she's not. She's no
No,
one
of
is like
course,
Taylor Swift.
of course. And
She's earned this.
when it comes to shows, marketing, music, albums, and everything, but she's still an artist, just like everybody else, at least in her industry. They're all artists. Now, some are better than others. You know what I'm saying? It's like Michael Jordan is the best, and you know that doesn't mean that Scottie Pippen doesn't play in the same game. You know what I'm saying?
I get what
it's
you're
it's
saying.
I think it's a little unfair to just put this on one artist. Would I like that? I don't know. I think not a song, but Eminem came out with Toy Soldiers. I remember
Um,
some years back.
you wouldn't say Beyonce.
Um,
Sorry to interrupt. You wouldn't say Beyonce got not even political, but talking about the times and the tough. she's had some songs that made me cringe, but she's had a lot of songs speaking about growing up in the South, and just and just political times, and just very well crafted songs that talked about what was going on, right? Would you not say, if you compared Beyonce to Taylor Swift, as far as, this is a bad phrase, but like politicalness or being political or speaking to the times, who would you think has done that better
I don't think I ever heard Beyonce's talking anything political ever. And again, I don't pay a
at
lot of
all?
attention, so I listen to techno.
Well, I don't mean
I
I don't
don't.
mean political necessarily, but like more speaking to the times and the difficulty that women have. And again, I think you're completely right. Maybe I'm being unfair, and maybe there is underlying, like, what Taylor's doing is speaking to the plight of women and stuff like that. But kid, I just, I don't need another song about her taking a swipe at someone in the industry, and another song about her talking about how big her dick is because she won her albums back. And you know what I mean? It's like, at some point in time, even Bruce Springsteen, who is an equally amazing lyricist, was able to speak and do politically charged, but like speaking of the times without coming out like, isn't it funny in the 80s? And I don't want to boomer anyone, no one's listening, that Born in the USA was used by the Republicans, but they didn't understand what Born in the USA meant. Like, it was him
Yeah.
shitting on what the conditions and stuff, but he did it in such a brilliant way that he was able to sneak it in. And I just think she has this talent of being, dare I say it, the female Bruce Springsteen 2.0. Because when you listen to a Bruce Springsteen song, he talks about Americana. He does narratives and tales. And you talk about All Too Well. There's so many songs like Thunder Road and stuff. It's like, where there's really no hook to it. It's just a long narrative and a long story. And it's like, I guess I'm looking for her to grow up with her songwriting and stop talking about high school shit in an adult way and go talk about adult stuff in a way a high schooler can understand it. That's what I'm asking for, because my kids need to hear Taylor Swift remind them that shit sucks right now, and maybe in a very clever way, do it in a way where it's not over the top, because, Calm Down was maybe a little bit over the top, but I thought it was brilliant. But write to something that's going on. Like this album, Life of a Showgirl, I'm pretty sure would have done better, or would have fit better. It's doing better now. Would have fit better 5 years ago, where people were stuck in the pandemic and they didn't, and it's like, hey, talk about life. Again, I could be completely off base, but I don't want to hear this album now. I just don't. This is not the time to do it, kid. This is a difficult time we're in, and she sounds tone deaf to me. But what do you think? I mean, again, it's unfair. You didn't hear the album, but it's like,
Look, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. For example, Tortured Poet, Tortured Poets Department. I listened to the whole album once. I like
I
Fortnite more
listened
than
twice.
all of them.
I listened twice.
And it's like, okay, I like Fortnite. Not too crazy about the others. I mean, they're not bad, but it's just not my cup of tea. So it's like, oh, fuck it, let's go back to the songs I do like, and I play those.
Yeah.
And the same thing's gonna happen to this album with me because that's when I got my favorites that it's just nobody's gonna touch. And look, one of the most difficult things to do in entertainment is trying to top your previous project.
It true.
Um, it is, you come out with, and this is music, this is movies, this is shows. Like there's only a handful of movies that you could say the second one was better than the first one. Then they try to come out with the third, and the third one is just awful. I think with the exception of maybe of The Godfather,
Star Wars,
um, Star Wars,
the
Shrek,
original. Yeah, Shrek.
uh,
I can't
Bad
believe
Boys.
I can't believe we just put Shrek and Bad Boys with Star Wars and Godfather. But go on. Well played.
But it's something very difficult to do. Even 50 Cent, when he came out with his first album, he dropped the second one. The second one did worse than the first one, and he said that he considered it a failure because it didn't top the first one. And it's like it's really hard to do something better than your first project. So with that being said, she won 4 albums of the year in a row, which has never been done, and that's going to be difficult to beat. So you know, um, listen to it hopefully this weekend, um,
Let me know.
and yeah, and see how it goes.
I think you make a fabulous point, and only in a way that only you can do it, in a very matter of fact way. It is hard. I mean, listen, this is the case with any artist, any actor, actress, any musician. This is the difficulty. This is why they don't last 12 albums. Not every musician gets
Yeah,
to put out 12
exactly.
albums, right? U2 went through this, Metallica went through this, Eminem's gone through this, and Dr. Dre. You can't assume, because expectations are a tricky thing, right? You get, but guess what?
Go ahead, ask Soto.
Yeah, ask Soto about expectations, right? Mets fans? Still not bad. But Taylor knows this. Tough shit, girl. I say that
Yeah.
lovingly. This is the industry you're in, and you're only as good. And she says it on this album. You're only as good as your last one. And and
Hmm.
and girl, this isn't good. It's just it's
Yeah.
not good enough. If this was your second album, it would I would have been like, wow, okay, cool. Your third
Yeah.
album, this is your 12th album, and it's
Yeah.
sounding a little old. It's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. And maybe I'm
Same
being
shit happened to
unfair.
Michael Jackson. Same shit
Same
happened to
thing.
Michael Jackson.
Do you remember when Black and White came out? Everyone just like
Yeah.
destroyed it, and it's actually a brilliant album.
It was very
Double
good.
album. Yeah.
It was very good. The one after that, you know, he came out. I don't remember exactly. I remember I had the long played, the actual record.
Hmm.
And the first 2 albums were, it's hard to choose which one's your favorite. That's every artist's dream, that you come out with one project, it's so big, and
Yeah.
then the second one comes out and people don't know which one is their favorite anymore.
Listen
That
again.
is the
She,
goal, I think, of most.
she's in rarefied air, but at the same time, the higher she goes, the thinner that air gets, or the deeper she goes. The ocean analogy: the farther you go down the ocean, your past starts pushing down on you, and at some point in
Yeah,
time, you've got to come up for air. And I think it's time for her
yeah.
to come up for air. And
And
go ahead.
no, and I was just gonna say, and this is something that I've been thinking about since George Floyd, believe it or not, and I'm not going to get political,
Smooth
but
transition from Taylor Swift to George Floyd. Go ahead. I'm hanging on by a thread here.
no, because you mentioned, that she should be doing something to say, the world is burning, this country's suffering a lot, and like we just need something to get us out this rut, to try, like we gotta bring humanity somehow back into this crazy world that we're living. In the 80s, there was a song with 30 of the top artists in the industry of that time. It had Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Bruce Springsteen,
Oh, for Live
Cindy
Aid.
Lauper.
Yeah, yeah.
It was, you
We
remember
are
the,
the world. We are the world.
yes.
Yeah,
And okay, so to the 20 and 30-year-olds, YouTube We Are the World, and you're going to see the greatest collaboration of
the
any
greatest.
song in the history of the world, past, present, and future to this day, the greatest collaboration. And for the sake of just bringing a little bit of, I don't know, just to plant a seed of humanity back not only to this country but abroad. 30 of today's stars. Could you imagine Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Usher,
Yeah.
you know, uh,
Whoever. Yeah.
Bad Bunny, and they was to do that song, remix it today.
Listen, I
You know
think
what I'm
they.
saying?
I
And
think
and
this was tried recently. I could be wrong. I'll have to look it up. Where they tried to do
I,
something
I
like
don't I don't
this.
think so, because
Maybe not.
I mentioned it.
It's a great
I
idea.
know a couple of DJs in New York. They work for iHeartRadio, and I was like, guys, this is just an idea that I have. I don't care who takes the credit, but I would love to see this. And I think I don't think it'll be that hard. I think everybody, number one, knows that song. Number two, to redo it and to participate in it, I think will be another milestone in anybody's career. Look, one of the most difficult things to do in entertainment is trying to top your previous project.
It's true. Listen, you make a great point. I'm going to look it up and see whether or not I'm right, whether or wrong, if they try to do it. But it's a great point. We're in a very tumultuous time, and it is unfair what I'm saying, but part of it is not. It is my opinion. Everyone's got an opinion, and opinions are like what, and everyone's got one, and they all stink. But I'm sharing it with a number of critics that are saying basically, this is all you got, girl. Maybe it's time for you to go away. I'm going to say two quick things and we'll move on from this because we're already 49 minutes in, a little too long. But
of course we are.
We're knocking on our own wood. But really quick. Something that really bothered me, and this is, oh God, I don't want to talk about this now, maybe for another time, but real quick, she got all uppity and said, there's this article online, I'll have to put it up, about a shockingly offensive question that she had in an interview. And the guy basically, it was a bonehead way of saying it, but it's kind of what I talked about in the last pod or one before that, where I said, maybe she's not going to tour for a while. She's going to want to have kids and settle down. And you said, oh, she could write albums. And I said, yeah, she could write albums, but maybe not tour for a while, go have some kids, settle down, have him retire, and they could have their life. And he asked her a question, this guy. It was a bonehead way the way he said it. And he's like, there's some rumors that this might be your last album. You're going to have a family and stuff. And she's like, well, that's shockingly offensive, because thinking like, I'm a woman, I can't keep working because I have to go bear kids. And it's like, again, I think most people are asking that question seriously. You're 35, you're engaged, you're about to get married. And quite frankly, is a poorly worded question, but it's not a bad question, girl. You've put out 5 fucking albums, maybe 8 if you include the Taylor's versions. You've worked your ass off. You've earned this. You've got all the money in the world. Your boy is going to retire soon, maybe this year because he sucks. Sorry. I say that tongue in cheek. He sucks this year. He's a Hall of Famer and one of the top 5 ever, and he did it deservingly. He's amazing. But if you ask any of, like, my ex-wife, my sister, any of the women in my life, if I gave you financially the ability to be a stay-at-home mom, and I'd love to have been a stay-at-home dad for the first 6 years of your children's life, would you do it? Of course, they said. Of course, I would have done it. Right? So it's a valid question to ask her. Is this a time where you're just going to go away and kind of dream it all up again and live your life? I don't think it's shockingly offensive. We need to calm the F down. This is where I become a little bit more conservative and say, calm the F down. It's a little bit too woke-ish politically. Like, listen to what he's saying. Like, you've worked your ass off. Maybe you need a break. Is this where you're going to take a break? And I think, kid, this is where I think she needs a break. She needs to go away for 3 or 4 years, live her life with her man, have fun, have that suburban life with the basketball hoop, go have 2 or 3 kids and go dream it all up again and then come back. Because, kid, and I'll leave you with this, and before we move on, I'll get your take on this. We'll wrap this up. Remember when I said that Taylor Swift is a lot like, I'm not equating her to him, but the equation is like Donald Trump, X plus Y equals Z. They're just on the complete opposite sides of the pH, the society. He's a lot more acidic and vitriol, and she's a lot nicer and whatever, and a beautiful soul. But the equation is the same. They're 2 people that right now, in my opinion, are losing touch. 2 billionaires that are losing touch with reality. They have no idea what people are going through. They're inwardly focused. They're unfortunately talking about things at a time where everyone else is talking about their lives and the reality. They're talking about stuff in the 50s. They're locked in the 50s, both of them. And they're both missing the point that they need to let us live and get out of our heads. Taylor Swift has been everywhere. Donald Trump is everywhere. I get emails from Donald Trump asking for $5, $10 every other day. I get emails from Taylor Swift every day about her 10th version of her fucking album and the new Target this or this. It was the Tortured Poets Department marketing thing on emails just every other day. They're this, how much more money do you both need? And at the end of the day, I guess and I'll leave with this. I've joked about her being a presidential candidate one day. You laughed at that, and maybe I'm off base, and maybe I'm asking too much of her, because if we flip-flop them and she was president and he was a singer, he's easy to ignore. She wouldn't be, because she would be made for that. And maybe I'm putting too much pressure on her. Pressure on her. We're just talking. She'll never hear this, but maybe I'm putting too much on her, thinking that maybe one day she will grow into that and mature into that. And I'm wanting that now, But man, are they the same? The equation's the same, they can't walk away from the game. Put the pen away, girl. Go live your life. Get out of our heads. Get out of the television. It's not always about you. Every year, it's got to be something from both of them. Leave us the fuck alone. Go off and dream it all up again. 54-45. What do you have to say? Tell me
Five,
I'm
four, four, five.
tell me I'm a dipshit.
No, I wouldn't say that. I value
You might
your
think that.
opinion. No, I value your opinion because you always manage to challenge me in a way to adjust my thoughts and
Yeah.
recalculate my own feelings. And with that being said, um, you know, I get the equation, different pH systems. I get it. She's not only her, but her marketing team that is absolutely
Fabulous.
brilliant. That they know how to lure in their base with new versions or whatever else they got going on. I am not on the mail list, nor am I on the mail list for
Don't
Trump.
be. Don't be.
And obviously, I don't have to say that. Um, as much as I love Taylor and I love her music and everything, I could go a few days, maybe even a week, without listening to one of her songs. Um, Trump on the other hand, again, I'm being rhetorical and I don't mean to be, but this mother, what he does impact my life and the life of my family and my job,
Yeah.
quite frankly. So what he does actually does have an impact on everything. What she does really doesn't have an impact on me because I'm never going to pay $2,000 to go to a show, to go see her. I won't pay, to interact. I'm not. I'm a fan. I like your music. Yeah, I would love to shake her hand one day, or maybe even give her a hug or something. But that's the extent of it. Just because I'm a fan. Um, but I think that since you're at that level and the market is there, um, is a possibility that's not going to last forever.
I understand what
You
you're
know, S-
saying. Take advantage of it.
so might as well, and not only take advantage of it, but also give it to them while they still want it, because there's a time that somebody's going to feel like Ja and be like, I don't like this. I think I'm getting tired of it now.
Yeah.
So for the time being, it's like. And as far as being a mom and marriage and everything, it's like, dude, it's your life. You do whatever the hell you want to do. If you want to have kids, great. If you don't want to have kids, I freaking understand. The way this fucking world is today, it's almost irresponsible to have a fucking kid.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's like I don't want to tell her no, but it's like, girl, do you really want to bring kids into this world? But to put a bow on this, I want to move on to the next subject. You make great points, but when you take away the embellishment and you just take what they're doing, you just nailed it. They're both taking advantage of the moment while they still have people's attention. They're both raking in cash. They're both. You said it best. This moment won't last forever, so they're taking advantage of it. I just think that their fans, whether it's MAGA or Misga, make Showgirls great again. Um, um, I think they're taking advantage of people. At some point in time, enough's enough. But that's just my opinion. I could get slandered for that, or just destroyed for that by people who don't agree. Hey, my opinion. Let's talk. That's what we do here. But I just am expecting more from her. I think she's an amazing, beautiful individual. I think she has a heart of gold from what I understand. I've never met her, but she's one of those people where you almost don't need, she's almost like I've been watching Kelly Clarkson on television. She's another one I'd love to meet. She's amazing. What an energy. These are people that you have a pretty good idea that if I did meet them, they'd be exactly like what you think they are because they're genuine and authentic and they're really good at what they do. But at the end of the day, I'm expecting more from Taylor Swift because I think she's capable of more. Who the fuck am I? Well, who the fuck is anyone else? And it leads me into my next thing. I'll put a bow on this and say, I'm always going to have, Taylor's always going to have an audience in my life because like Bono from U2 and a number of artists, Even Kelly Clarkson, I love her music, and all these different people, Eminem and Dr. Dre and stuff. And when Drake and Snoop start singing, I'm like, I'm listening. Hey, reminds me going back to high school and college, um, because they matter to me, right? But they're artists, like you say. They're not presidents. They're not public officials. If we get rid of some other guy, but we'll leave that for another time. But an hour in, let me ask you that second question, kid. So what's this all for? And this might be a beautiful transition. If you're Taylor Swift and you've got all the money in the world, you've got all the accolades, you've achieved everything, you found your man, you've got a rock. Did you see her freaking rock on her hand? It's like freaking massive. It looks like a chiclet. It looks like a freaking dude, it's as big as a chiclet. Wait till you see it. It's beautiful. Travis, you fool. You did good, kid, you son of a bitch. But it was like $1 million ring. But now you're Taylor. Like, you must think to yourself, if you're Taylor Swift, what's this all for? And maybe not in a negative way, but like, what am I trying to do here? Like, what is this? I've done all these things, but I'm still restless. I still want to, not to, her song Restless, but what is this all for? And I can only surmise it's the same question you and I would ask. What's this all for? What are we doing this for? Living this life, doing this job. And let me ask you the same question that I did on the thing, and I want you to talk to this as best you can. If I take away your job, I take away your social media. We started talking about this the other day. I take away your internet, let's say. In other words, we can't do this. You don't have access to whatever, and you're just living your life like on the campos. Is it the barrio or the campos? It's the campos in Dominican. The campo. Where they don't have any connection to the outside world. Basically, it's all the donkeys that they go up and go to the hill. We talked about this in a previous pod. Google's your friend if anyone's listening. I take away all that stuff. Who are you? Like, what's your reason for being? What is it all for? You know what I mean? If I take away your job and your exposure to the world and take away the social media and what's it all for, kid? What's it all for?
You know what? I would say you brought me back to the 80s. Probably the last good generation we're ever going to see.
Talk more about that. What do you mean by that?
The 80s, where Saturday morning cartoons, black and white TV, you don't have internet, Nintendo. Well, at the time there was Atari 2600, the little joystick and the red button, and but you will go outside and play stickball, football in the snow. You socialize with friends. Everybody from the block meet at the schoolyard or meet. When it snows. 10 kids over here on that side, 10 kids on this side. We hide behind cars and throw snowballs at each other. Play handball, drink water from the fire hydrant. Try to hustle money, washing cars for the people that have cars in the neighborhood. You're doing all the things you should do as a kid because it keeps you active, interactive, keeps you healthy. You're running around all day playing baseball, basketball, handball, stickball, dodgeball, kickball.
All the balls.
And this is all sports that I played directly across the street from where I lived. Was a school. The school had a schoolyard, and everybody from the block used to go over there. It used to be like 200 kids, and we always, every single day of the summer, we always played hang out, and that was life without internet. When the lights went down, that was time to go upstairs, wash our hands, eat, take a shower, and
Go to
then we
bed.
get to watch cartoons or something.
And then in the 90s, sorry to interrupt. When we got older, it was going to the bar, going out to the restaurant, going out to the park. Just going out, right?
Well, that was late 90s for me. I think it was like 96, 97 when I
Yep.
started going out to bars and stuff like that. But and at that time, again, no phones. I believe that we did have pagers, and
Pagers and flip phones started becoming a thing in the late 90s. Yep.
but you're going back to a simpler time, and you take what is the purpose of everything? And if you take all of that away, the purpose of everything is, enjoy life, enjoy the simple things, enjoy the things that you do have. You're not going to worry about, social media. You see somebody that is driving the brand new Mercedes with all the gold chains and watches and all, looking all fly, like, they got everything. And, next thing you know is that, he was walking by a car lot, they saw it there and it was like, oh, take a quick picture. And, so it's, uh, I think social media just got so hyped that, and again, this is not what we're meant to talk about, but it's just not real life, and we incorporate that into our lives almost every single day. I'm included in that as well. Um, but what's it all for? What is it all for? Because at the end, there comes a point in time that with success, failures, triumphs, disappointments, betrayals, love, happiness, sadness, death. At the end, it's like, for what? For what? And I'm gonna go a little. This we're not on the script, but I'm going off script. I'm not on a script. I'm saying I'm going off script because I'm about to just go
Just
a little
talk.
crazy here. I'm like, what if, you know, what if God was like, I wonder if I do this, create a world, put a bunch of people there, see how they will behave, see what they'll do, and just see what happens. And maybe
Shake it up.
that's, and throw it all in there. And, you know, at some point, I don't know, like I'm not, I didn't think this all the way through. I'm just saying, what's it all for? And to me, I've always said that, especially once I started healing from my previous situation, that I'm just about a year into this, is that I don't want to miss the opportunity to help somebody. That if I have the chance to help somebody, I pray to God that that opportunity doesn't miss me. And I try to be very observant of that. It's actually in my part of my daily prayers. God, please, if somebody needs help and I can help them, please don't let that opportunity pass me. I want that opportunity because I want to do your will. And for me, I think just to put it, just to add a little seed to that plate of what's it all for, of the millions of seeds that would fill a plate when you ask different people. You know,
Listen,
I
man.
think a lot of I think
Go ahead.
I think a lot of people suffer. A lot of people go through stuff. God knows last year where I was at, and um, how could I help anybody feeling the way I feel? And it's like what, like a feeling worthless.
Yeah.
That was an actual feeling
Yeah.
that I had, and then you kind of felt more or less the same. We
Identical.
shared,
Identical. Yes.
and and what happened? We we kind of found each other, and me feeling worthless gave you so much. I don't know. I don't want to say inspiration, but kind of picked you up a little bit, and vice versa, and vice versa. That you feeling the way you felt.
Yeah. We helped each other. Yeah, we were able to fill each other's voids with an experience. I'm going to give you a moment to compose yourself because I know you got more to say. Let me recap something that I wrote about. Again, not trying to whore out my book, but I write about it in my book. What is life? LIFE. Live it for the experience. The one thing that you could
That's
only,
badass.
the one
That's
thing,
badass. I like that.
live it for the experience. I'm not claiming on that I created that, but I heard that somewhere. Live it for the experience. LIFE. That's the only thing you could take with you. You can't take the gold chains or the car or the basketball hoop in the driveway or the suburban house or whatever. Trust me, I had a beautiful lifestyle and I lost it all. And what do I have left? I have my experience. My experience with you, my experience doing this, my experience with other people. What's an experience? It's an exchange of energy. It's something that resonates in a way that's memorable, an experience that I could reflect on. It's something that changes the way I vibrate in such a way that allows me to reflect on something, good or bad. I'm hoping the experiences that I have mostly in my life are good, high resonance. It aligns my frequency. It gets me to a point where I can find peace and serenity. I'm not trying to be foofy, doofy, whatever, hallmarky here, but it's living it for the experience, kid. Whether you're Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Donald Trump, your neighbor, the guy at the coffee shop, the gas station, whatever, the bum on the street, sorry to say, everyone is experiencing life differently. They're having it from their own point of view. It's unique to them. We are all individual, unique, energetic consciousness, souls, but we all have the same thing in common. We're living in the same place and we're having a joint experience. It's a multiplayer game. We just hold on to one controller. Yours could be an Atari controller. I'm going to do an NES controller or maybe a PlayStation controller. But, and I'm going to throw it back to you in a second. I've come to figure out what's it all for. Well, it's definitely not about the house. It's definitely not about the cars. It's definitely not about the job or the emails or the social media posts. It's about the experience. It's about me tickling my soul deep inside. And like you said, tickling other people's souls, and a better word to use than tickle, but to resonate with other people and see if we can't come together and do a joint experience where as many people as possible can come together and align their frequencies and raise it up high as possible and find peace and serenity in a joint experience together. You've heard of a symphony of music. You take any one of those instruments and put it in the parking lot, it's still going to sound beautiful. You take another instrument, put it in the parking lot, it's still going to sound pretty cool. You take that whole symphony and put it in the parking lot, even though it's not inside that beautifully tuned hall. This is a bad analogy where there's it's still going to sound beautiful. Why? Because it's beautiful instruments working together to create a joint frequency that's going to resonate no matter where it is, whether it's in a concert hall, in a parking lot, in a back alley, in a garage. And if we can be metaphorically the instruments, the people that resonate jointly, whether or not we're at a Taylor Swift concert, whether or not we're at a U2 concert, whether or not we're at a Jets game. Okay, well, not Jets, maybe not, wrong thing, but,
Oh, wow.
but a baseball game, whatever, or just a few people playing cards in the back deck. It's a joint experience. That's what it's for. And some days it's difficult. I'm by myself. You know how lonely I've been, and I don't want to go down that road because I'll get emotional, and I don't want to do that right now. I want to keep it aligned. I want to keep us on task here, and I want to end soon, because if I start talking about my situation, we'll be here for an hour. What is loneliness? It's unfortunately sitting by yourself in a joint experience, not experiencing life the way you should with others. That's what loneliness is. And sometimes I feel
Yeah.
lonely in a crowd. Sometimes I feel lonely with all the other instruments where I don't feel like I'm in tune with them. I'm the one guy, I'm the one banjo in a symphony orchestra. And I'm like, where do I come in here? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, kid, what you shared was beautiful, and it's always beautiful. And all I'm going to add to that is it's the experience. That's what it's for. And it's just whether or not you want to keep experiencing this game or not. And I'll be honest, some days I said to you in the thing, I'll stop here. There have been some days that if you gave me two buttons, a green button and a red button, and I'll let you figure out what they mean in a second. And you said, do you want to keep going or not? There would be some days where I would take my hand and rub, I guess it'll be over here, the red button, just to see how it feels. Not that I
Yeah.
feel like pressing it and giving up. I would just want to see how it feels.
Yeah.
And that's how low I felt some days. And thankfully, we don't have those buttons. But sometimes it gets tough and we experience things differently. You've experienced some beautiful things in the last 9 months, in your engagement. Congratulations to you. And maybe one day I will too. But what's it all for? The experience. I mean, that's what it's, and having a good one.
I think Number one, that was really really cool. I really like that.
I don't
Let
even
me
know
know.
what I said, to be honest. Yeah, I kind of blacked out and started talking. So hopefully it
It's
didn't sound stupid.
wait till you hear this back. Wait till you hear this back, man.
I'm tingling right now.
It's a stroke of genius, and
No.
you know, it's funny because with what you said, live it for the experience, and you want to experience life with others and participate, but sometimes you're not in tune because X or Y reason, and there's a million of them. And here I am saying that while being at my lowest, I was still able to provide a little bit of value to someone,
Yeah.
and it reciprocated towards me, and it built me up better. And I was like, man, if I could do this again and again and again and again and again, you ever met somebody at a party? Maybe that person was you because I could totally see you being this person. That's they're in the party or at the job, and everybody wants to be around this person because they're so naturally happy. They give out such good energy that to participate with them just puts you in a good mood because they're just so good-hearted and good intentions, and they leave everybody better. That even if you're in a bad mood and you're not feeling good, you walk in and there's Rick from the office, and he's just gonna come out, compliment the way you look, and like, wow, you look fantastic today, and it's like, man, and you know what, like, you're gonna have a great day. I'm gonna have to come back over here so you could give me a little bit of greatness, and that type of person that just everybody wants to be around. And again, we don't know what he's going through. Nobody knows what he's going through, but the energy that he's offering, that if you take a little bit of it, it instantly makes you feel better. you know, it's everybody will say, I started my day off bad, but once I got to the office, or when I got to the bar and I saw my friend there, or the mechanic,
Yeah.
whoever, they just made me feel better. And it's I'm not saying that's what it's all for, but I am saying that it makes it worthwhile. You know, um, if I could make people feel better about themselves, even when they're feeling crappy. That they ask, "What is it all for?"
Yeah.
And you say, "You know what? It's to laugh. It's to cry too. It's also to cry. Believe it or not. Sometimes crying ain't bad. What's
Nope.
crying? Letting out. And what did you call it? Energy sweat,
Emotional sweat.
emotional sweat. um, So and then you put that all that together, and it's the experience.
Yeah. It's the experience.
I wish I had another person here so they could throw a seat on it, because I bet we could braid this thing into a nice little.
We might have to expand this, man. By the way, what you described, I think you're one of those people. I see the way people treat you at parties and stuff, and you have that magnetism. It's a magnetism. It's a emotional gravity where you keep people together, and they magnetize to you. I've seen that, and I'm being real, when I go to your house and stuff like that. But what you're describing is the equivalent of what I like to call a tuning fork. You know what a tuning fork is, where you ding and you tune your instruments to that tuning fork. That's what these people are. They're the tuning forks for other people. They don't change to match the frequency of other people. Other people change their frequency to match that because it's an irresistible frequency. It's pure. It's authentic, and they feel what you're describing is what I call a tuning fork individual. Like I'd say it better. I put it in my book, again, not whoring the book, but it's that individual that has that capacity to have everyone tuned to their frequency in a high level, as opposed to going down to someone else's frequency. And that is part of the experience, is it not? It's the reason why music is so impactful. It's a resonance that we feel. Why do people love to perform? Why do we love to do this? We get energy out, but we know that at least one person, if they hear this and they match our energy, and we could tune them higher, we know by default the universe will gleam us back and say, even if we don't know who it was, we know through positive waves ripples back to us, our day will get better. And we feel good doing this. This is a great experience, whether or not anyone listens or not. And no one's listening. But one day someone might. And we've sent out a ripple of energy, of positive energy. We challenge people. We talk about things that might be a little bit controversial or some people might think dumb. But it's us sending out energy and trying to get people to think, to challenge them and to tune them. That's the experience. We're creating an experience. And this is a wonderful experience every time I get on here. And I know that at the very least, it's two G's talking. And if no one listens, at least we did. And that's part of the experience. So
Yeah, I feel fantastic right now. I feel
it's a good
amazing.
feeling, right?
Yeah, yeah, and when we first started
Salud.
this, salud, coño, I did finish my drink. I got
Oh,
a
how dare you?
zip left. I left the bottle over there, um, but when we first started this, even before we hit record the first time, it was like we should totally do. When you said you had this podcast idea, and you said, or would you be willing to do it? And I was like, if we could help one person, it'll be worth it.
Just one.
And I think we'll get there one day. I hope. And it's not for praise or anything, but if I'm gonna leave, you know, if I'm gonna leave anything behind, like you leave everything behind, your jewelry, your cars, money, etc. I also want to leave behind um, my experience of that, you know, during your darkest moments, things will get better if just work on it. Remember your worth. Just because you feel worthless, you're not.
Yeah.
You know, um, do good deeds. Try to be the best version of yourself, and we talk about it so much, and you got to look at the previous pods. They
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
discuss all of that, but I want to leave something like that behind where it's like, oh goodness, and they could be like, I'm going to the Gtalk podcast. I want to hear this because this soothes me as if it was all too well while I drink a glass of wine and make some dinner or whatever. That I'll be happy
Knock
with
on
that.
wood.
Uh,
By the way, what you're describing is in my book, kid. You got to finish my book. I talk about leaving a legacy of love. It's kind of like a ripple, like where you leave a ripple that goes on forever of love. That's what I
yeah,
talk about, a legacy of love that will impact people in a beautiful way long after you're gone. Long after you're
yeah,
gone. So,
and I think the next part we gotta talk a little bit about the book because we let. I mean, it's not my place to put a target date on it, whether to make it available.
soon.
But I do think that a target date is, and I say this with your permission, um, has to be ready before the year ends. It's
I,
already done.
yeah, I know. Listen. If you hold me accountable, I'll try to get it before the year end. It's just setting it up. It's already written. It's 350 pages. It talks about all this stuff. It's about value and resonance and energy, but then it takes into everyday examples. Listen, I wrote it because of us. I wrote it because of this show. I wrote it because of things we've talked about and what mattered to me. And I talk about my and your stories, not literally your story, but like, men's story, in life and how we get around it and what this is all for. What is the reason? Why are we here? And not really from an existential place, but from a literal place. Why am I here? What's my purpose? What's my why? X plus Y. X plus Y equals Z. What is my purpose? Who am I? What is my purpose? Whether it's today, tomorrow, or in my life. And what is the totality of my experience, the mission that I was put here by something or someone or whatever? Because the universe doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't work on luck. It works on laws. And I'm made of energy. You're made of energy. The universe is energy. And it all has a purpose. So we have to find our purpose. We all have value, like you said, and a purpose. And when we find that purpose and we execute on our mission and we align with the energies of the universe, we achieve peace and serenity. And that's what we tune our lives to. And that's the experience. And hopefully we can do that before the song ends. And, you know, and we go to the next track. But kid, 124, we would try to cut it at an hour. I knew we couldn't do it. It was too good.
You know,
take us out.
The next part, we're gonna start out by saying, okay, we're keeping this to 60 minutes. All right, so we're not gonna talk fast. We take our time, but if it comes to 60 minutes and we're mid-sentence, tune in next time for the rest of it. You know, because
I'll blame Taylor. Tay it's her fault, girl. It's your fault.
You're gonna laugh. You mentioned how many minutes is her album?
42.
42 minutes, and I think we was at 45 when we was done talking about Taylor Swift.
I'll have to look back. I don't know.
I think we were right there in the neighborhood, and if we delete the couple of minutes about the Yankees and the hairs in the ear, I think it would have been the same length of her album. And if that's the case, bro, we're going to mention that shit in the next pod because I think that's pretty freaking awesome.
Listen, if there's someone there's only one person I know that's more into numbers than me, and that's our girl. She's really into numbers, but go listen to the album and then we'll talk about it just a little bit more. And then, you know, I want to know what you think. It's not a long album, but, you know, maybe what I said was all bullshit. And maybe you're going to be like, dude, you're crazy and you're overthinking it. Maybe not. But I think we made some great points. And really, listen, at the end of the day, it's her experience and she's letting us into her life. And we are very thankful for that. And I say that sincerely. Taylor, you'll never hear this. Someone might hear this and likes Taylor. Maybe one day. It's a beautiful thing for her to allow us into her life and to share her art with us. It's not easy making art and tearing yourself out and putting it in the beautiful prose, putting it out there. I've been an artist my whole life. I'm not equating. But I've been an artist my whole life. It's difficult sometimes when you share a very personal moment and have people critique it like we talked about here. But that's the life. Hey, that's the life of a showgirl. You got to deal with it. But with that, kid, take us out the last minute. What do you got?
All right. Well, I'm very happy we were able to connect today. I know we missed the last few days due to conflicts with life, and but I'm happy we were able to connect today. This was a lot of fun, as always, and the next pod may be really old school. I mean, really old school.
Okay.
Because I'll be in town. Maybe I'll meet up with you over there.
Maybe.
And we'll go back to Frank's couch, and
I welcome it. It's over there.
Yeah, the only thing is that it's going to be, it'll have to be a little bit early. So, I mean, not drinking will be a problem.
We'll figure it out. If we have to do it like this again, I'm not worried about it. Our energy transcends time and transcends space. We're good, kid. We're good.
Time zones and miles and galaxies.
The whole thing, kid. The universe is on our side when we align to it. So we go with the river of energy. So, well, listen, kid, if you got nothing else, I got nothing else.
Yeah, well, no, once again, awesome to see you, brother. Awesome to do this. The Yankees play in about 45 minutes. More importantly, you know, it's just I feel good right now. I feel
Me too.
Really good. And, you know, it's something that you always take out of me, you know what I'm saying? Get that energy out, kid, you know?
Get it out, bro. Get it out. You feel good about it.
Yeah, so thank you for that and for taking time to do this today. And yeah, we'll do the next one at the end of the week.
All right, kid. Well, listen, no one's listening. You know, it's just us. So God bless you. Sending love to the girls, to the ladies, where you are. I almost said where it is, where you are. And we'll talk again. I'll try to post this ASAP, just at least for you to see it. So.
All right, that sounds good, bro.
Cool, man. Hey, go watch the Yankees. Go Yankees.
Hell yeah.
F the Blue Jays. So let's go.
All right.
All right, kid.
Take it easy, brother.
Good luck.
All right, thanks, man. Love you, man.
Love you too, bro. Always.